Everyone gets enlightened or conscious, and then they speak in the manner like they're God, and they say, I am a god, and she is a goddess, and we are gods, and what's up, God? But in order to say that, you must know God things. You must be liking to God to speak in that manner. So let's talk God talk for everybody who claims to be enlightened and understand things. Now, what is a man? Break that down to you. Sperm is you, undeveloped, physically and mentally. Now, the sperm's first home is in the egg. So the sperm finds the egg. It develops mentally and physically inside the egg. When it is too big mentally and physically to be in the egg, it leaves the egg as in its new life form, which would be the embryo. Now it's in the womb, which would be its second home. It develops in the womb, mentally and physically, until it's too big. Well, it develops from an embryo to a fetus until a baby. So it basically develops in the womb until it's too big for the womb, mentally and physically. Then it leaves the womb as a baby. The body that it leaves in is now its third home. It develops physically, well, it develops consciously within the body, developing its spiritual body within the body at the same time, the same way the sperm was developing in the egg. So now you have the new home, which would be the body. The spirit is developing itself within the body, the same way it did within the womb. It develops itself in the body until it becomes too big mentally and physically to stay in the body. Then it leaves the body and it's in its new home, which is earth. It continues developing mentally and physically in its new form, which would be a spirit or whatever you want to call the new form. It develops mentally and physically until it becomes too big for earth. Then it leaves earth as its new form of life. So y'all have to understand, it's not a deep thing. It's a continuation process. So you have sperm. Basically, you have sperm entered the egg. It developed and it left as an embryo, which was its new form of life. It developed inside the womb. It went from embryo to fetus and kept developing mentally and physically till it was too big for the womb, and it left the womb as a baby man. And it will develop into that. It will develop mentally and physically until it is a man. And it will keep developing mentally and physically until it's too big to live inside the body it's in. Then it leaves that body. So now I know a bunch of y'all is like, okay, God, what's the point? The point is, you become what you came from. And this is where it gets deep. So pay attention. You become what you came from. Sperm was in an egg. It developed mentally and physically and left the egg as an embryo, which is likened to the egg. It developed from an embryo to a fetus inside the womb of a man. It developed mentally and physically and came out of the womb of a man as a man. So you become what you came out of. Now, if you can grasp that, then you know you're inside Earth. At some point, you will become a star or a sun and keep ascending. So when you look at Earth, you have to understand you're looking at billion-year-old sperm. When you look at me, you're looking at 33-year-old sperm. This journey never stops. Y'all have this completely miscrewed. This is why when I say the earth is alive, a living being, the earth is likened to you. Just like a baby is likened to you. You are likened to earth. So you have to understand that. You have to learn how to give praise and homage to these things for that reason. Because at some point in time, they was you. Now, if I came here, first video, and told you, you will become a star, and then a sun, and then the space that a sun resides in, you will become that. Y'all would have looked at me and said, he's crazy. What is he talking about? He crazy. So I had to break down physical, unphysical, all the way up to the halls of Amenti, all the way up to what is spirit life. Now I'm breaking down to you what a man is so you can understand everything is one and the same. This is what that means. Everything is just what it is at its level in time. When you look at a little baby boy, you know that that is you. However many years ago you was a baby boy. So you know when you look at a star, that is you. That is likened to a baby looking at you, saying, when I grow up, I will be a man. I understand and got lost somewhere. You got to understand how this works. It's a process. Nothing you've seen is not a part of you in that manner. So we confuse, I'm one with the universe. You don't understand what you're saying because you do not understand unphysical and physical. You do not understand that they are one and the same. Unphysical becomes physical. Physical becomes unphysical. So you have to understand, this shit is deep. We think Earth is flat. Earth is round. You have to understand, when the sperm went into the egg was inside of a woman. All the sperm knew was the world it was in, which was the egg. When the embryo was in the fetus, was in the womb of a woman, the fetus did not know the woman looked and had arms and hands and fingers and feet. The fetus didn't know this. All the fetus knew is the world it was in. And the world that it was in was just a womb. When the fetus comes out of the woman, then it can see exactly what the woman is. Just like you're in Earth, you don't know what this being looks like because you are in her. It is not until you leave Earth, by the process of life, that you will see what Earth actually looks like. When they say, oh, Earth is round, this is because we're in Earth and this is all we can see of Earth. Just like all sperm can see of the woman is the egg. Just like all an embryo can see of the woman is the inside of her belly. It does not know the woman, how she looks, head, shoulders, arms. It doesn't know this. It cannot see this until it leaves her, until it becomes a woman. You will not know what Earth looks like until you become a star. Follow knowledge. Everything you need to know is right here before you. Open your eyes. Use your ears to know truth when you hear it. These other guys tell you a whole bunch of nothing. You cannot see it. Wake up. You do not have to be a genius to grasp what I just said. You can be at the dumbest, minute level of understanding and still grasp what I said and know that it is truth. I broke it down to you from your physical experience, what you know. So you can't say any word I've spoken is a lie. Because to say what I've said is a lie is to say you didn't come from sperm. It's to say you did not live in a woman's womb. It is to say you do not reside on earth. Your doctrine do not tell you earth is a living being. But that does not mean I'm wrong. It just means that your doctrine was written by lost men. See, we have this perception that the ancients were right. Men have always been in darkness. And there has always been one man at each point in time of history to come try and enlighten the people to understand life, death, what they are. So let's stop reaching for ancient texts to get enlightenment. Now, if you want real truth enlightenment, the Greeks, these Romans, the motherfuckers that y'all say white people are, and they don't know anything, and they're wrong. Kemetic writing is right. The Bible is right. Quran is right. The Greece motherfuckers, or whatever that is, where Apollo and all of that shit come from, they were more right than any civilization's writings we have. Because they believe they become planets and stars and suns. And that is not a lie. That is the truth. Do not think just because you're black, you are going to find truth in someone who is black, or from an ancient civilization from the past that is black. We are all one in the same in the way I broke it down to you, from a universal level. I am truly enlightened. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. This shit is starting to piss me off. I'm getting bored because it's almost like y'all trying not to get enlightened. How more fucking simple do a nigga got to feed you? Let's get rid of all this ego and dumb shit. Because when you say I have an ego, you're insecure. There's nothing that I am not saying that does not make fucking sense. Let's be clear. And there's no man who has came and told you what a man is, what a soul is, what a spirit is, life, death. No man has came and explained these things to you in this manner. Ever. I don't care how old you are. If you're 100 years old, in your whole lifetime, you have never witnessed a man do this in this manner. I'm not using big scientific words. Why? Because the scientists use those words because they don't understand. Now you'll say that's ego. No, you're lost. You'll believe a lost man because he went to school to learn by other lost men. But you'll say he has to be right because he went to school to be a scientist. And Cheese, I don't know, he didn't. Mind you, he don't know what he talking about either. That's why when he's explaining it to you, only people who went to his school can understand him. I understand what he's saying. And I understand he don't understand what he's saying. So let's get enlightened. Understand. You have to nourish your spirit. You have to let it develop inside your body. You have to feed it truth and knowledge for it to grow. This shit is not no joke. When I walk in a room, motherfuckers, they feel the energy. They don't know what it is. They think to themselves, oh, maybe he got negative energy, y'all. He might be evil. This is my consciousness. It's supreme to yours. So when I enter a room around motherfuckers like y'all, you feel weird because you don't know what that is. That is supremeness. That is power. I'm not talking physical shit. I'm talking consciousness. I'm talking my spirit. My spirit is more supreme than a lot of men walking this earth. So when I come in contact to these men, they feel weird. But they don't understand why, because they don't understand anything. We need to truly get understanding. I don't care what teacher you bring before me. And this is not ego. At the end of the day, I'm giving y'all from myself. Y'all not giving me nothing. So don't talk to me about my ego. Understand, when I give you a piece of my knowledge, that is coming from my spirit. From my spiritual intellect. It is taken from my growth. It is the equivalent of me giving you flesh off my body. It say here, enlighten yourself. So don't come at me with ego, because I'm giving y'all myself to help enlighten y'all. That's what love is about. So don't talk to me about no fucking ego. Go talk to them niggas that's teaching y'all this bullshit that they teaching. Let's be clear. I don't give a fuck what nigga you bring in front of me. You can bring the top fucking scholars, and this ain't no jab. This is spiritual talk. This ain't even physical talk no more. So don't nobody come to me with physical shit. Come to me spiritually, my nigga. Now you bring any of the top niggas you want. From SETI all the way polite. I don't give a fuck who you bring. And like I said, this ain't no jab and this ain't no disrespect. This is a spiritual, conscious thing. Bring anybody. I'll meet anybody. Motherfuckers will not last, my nigga. That bullshit niggas is pumping to y'all don't mean nothing. It ain't about nothing. You don't need to know about a motherfucker 1,000 years ago to understand yourself. Knowing about a bunch of men's history is not going to give you knowledge about yourself. It's just going to give you knowledge about how stupid men have always been. So when they bring you books, they're bringing you dumb shit. Of dumb motherfuckers that's lost. How can you not see that? Which one of these teachers are gonna sit down and can have a conversation with me about life and death and what a man is and actually know what the fuck they talking about? And this is what I'm saying. We need to all myself included, cause my battle ain't y'all battle. Y'all battle is getting understanding. My battle is my ego. How do I keep this knowledge and attain this knowledge and not let my ego take hold of me? Because I could lose all this knowledge just like King Solomon and many others before me. So while y'all do what y'all do, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to battle this ego. Because I see a bunch of dumb men being held up in praise and they know nothing about nothing. So how do you keep your ego in check knowing you know way more on a whole nother level? And you can explain it to a baby to understand. How do you keep your ego in check when this is your reality? Because this is my reality. We got to tap the fucking. And this ain't no jab at nobody. This ain't no disrespect to SETI, polite, or nobody. Because truly, physically, I like SETI. He's very entertaining to me. I enjoy watching him. I enjoy listening to Polite. I enjoy watching Side of the TV and listening to the countless many teachers. I enjoy it. I have no bad feelings towards none of these men. But if we talking on a level of enlightening people and giving them understanding of what this life is that we live in, then I have to start to move motherfuckers aside because they're not telling you that. And that is nothing more important than that. There's nothing more important than that. You can know 1,000 men's history. That shit is not going to teach you that. We have to wake the fuck up. We have to start opening our eyes and seeing. You ignore what you see for what a book says, what your teacher says. You ignore. Cheese explained a whole bunch of shit that ain't nobody else explained. But fuck all that. This is how you live in that manner, and then you wonder why you cannot get enlightened. You wonder why you've been an adult however long you have, and you still don't know nothing more than you've ever known. Because I can ask you 1,000 questions about nothing. Like what movie came out. This is the equivalent of me asking you what this ancient civilization did. What is that doing for you? This is why we running around killing, murdering, and all this dumb shit. Robbing, stealing, not realizing we being exploited. Not realizing Earth is being exploited. And she's a living being. And if she chooses to, she can destroy every living being that's in her. But y'all so lost, y'all don't understand these things. Y'all run around speaking blasphemy, thinking the earth can't hear you. You're running around disrespecting the earth as if she cannot hear you. As if you were not inside her. You speak of the sun as your God, not knowing that one day you will ascend to that. What the fuck is you talking about? You will ascend to becoming that. What are you talking about? You think the sun, you think the earth, you think these places is motherfucking homes and lands and shit like that. This shit is living people, my nigga, that have lived billions and billions of years within this existence that you share. You're just 30 to 40 to 50, 100, whatever little bit of years you are, you better take hold of yourself and start looking up and understanding what you seeing. Understand when you see a tree, that tree been living longer than you. That tree may not have a conscious, but that don't mean it ain't alive. We got to understand the difference in life. The difference between a conscious life and a life. Oxygen is not conscious life. Air is not conscious life. But it is living. It is life. When you see something communicating, you see animals. That's conscious life. Understand the difference in things. Let's get on a level. Let's get our minds right. I'm not looking to take nobody's spot because I'm not a fucking entertainer. I'm not a famous nigga. So whoever's on their square, in their position, at the height of their talent or whatever y'all want to call this dumb shit that's going on, I'm not here to move nobody off their square. I'm not here to take this nigga followers. I'm not here for that. I'm here to get motherfuckers on the level. You could keep your motherfucking followers. Let me teach you something. Since you teaching niggas, let me teach you something. And you teach them that. You can keep the books and teach them all that shit you want. I won't argue with nobody about no books. Teach whatever book you want. But when it comes to this life, death, and men and what we are, and you don't know nothing about that, then take heed to what I'm saying, man, and pass that on. This shit is what's going to save people in eternity. This existence we live is an eternal thing. You went from sperm to the point you are. Earth went from sperm to the point it's at. Understand this, man. This shit is real fucking life. A book is not going to get you what you need to know to ascend into your new life forms. Understand that. If you do not ascend, if you do not grow mentally, you will not ascend. You will stay in fucking darkness. Understand that. Just like the newborn baby left the woman's womb, that baby can leave the woman's womb and live in darkness. Like every baby that you see being born is. It's being born into darkness. No knowledge of nothing that has to do with where it came from. Y'all looking for ancestry in people. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Look at the earth. Look at the sun. Look at the stars in the skies. Those are your ancestors. They are still living. I'm done. Your boy Solace, man. Jesus Christ.